Ty. Tyler, listen. I have no idea. This is just way too much information, pal. Listen, if the only thing I can tell you, I don't know if you're going to be incorporating barn animals, dude. You need a safe word. No, I did not hit the go live button yet, but yeah, the show's about to start. All right, pal. Okay, I'll call you later. Ty, safe word. Yes. All right. Thank you. Bye.
You're an idiot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Essential Wrestling Podcast. This is episode 21, where the Essential Wrestling Podcast goes Hollywood. We are joined again today. We have the first ever PWP champion, the living legend, John the Connie. How are you today, John?
Good. This is our Aki Bono versus Big Show sumo match episode, right?
The first of many celebrity losses that the Big Show took. I believe Floyd Mayweather is coming up shortly as well. John Smith, you're back again with us as well today. You got your yes shirt on. How's everything going with you out there today, pal?
Hey, can't complain, man. Fantasy football team's looking good. Not as good as yours, though.
It's still early, like I said. I got a guy in the IR right now. Hopefully, Mr. Christian McCaffrey can come back healthy, because we're going to need him for a deep playoff run here in the Stone Age Fantasy Football League.
Or you can just trade him to me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I can trade. Real quick, before we get started with wrestling, I just want to send out a congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who last night defeated the Dallas Stars to win the Stanley Cup. And Triple H, as he does pretty much more times than not, he sent out. He makes championship teams. He gives them their own championship belts with the side plates. Nice little tweet out, 16 years, and then the Tampa Bay is once again the Stanley Cup champions. So kudos to them. They were a great hockey team. They took out my Islanders. That's the second time in the past 5 years. We just can't seem to get past them. We will go again someday. But my question is the reason why I bring this up. Like I said, they did that with the Lightning. They did it in football, too. They did it with Kansas City last year. I believe the Patriots have a few of them up in Foxborough. But what happens if the Jacksonville Jaguars win one?
I don't think we have to worry about that anytime soon.
I know Minshew Mania is pretty good, but it's going to be interesting to see if the Jaguars ever win, if Hunter's going to send the belt down to the Cons. Anyway. And then real quick, it's at episode 21, quick trivia question. Opening match of WrestleMania 21, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. Tag team champion versus tag team champion. That's happened twice in WrestleMania history. That was the first one. What was the second?
Stone Cold and Taker?
No. Well, they never fought at WrestleMania, but actually the answer is they do announce it at WrestleMania 23. Shawn Michaels and John Cena's main evented for the WWE Championship, and they were actually the World Tag Team Champions from Raw. So that's a little known fact there, some WrestleMania trivia for you. Anyway, back to today's episode. We had a glorious return last night on Raw. I was excited for that one. Eddie Edwards is getting his rematch against Eric Young this Saturday at Victory Road. John Moxley defended the AEW Championship on Dynamite. That was kind of a last-minute thing. We'll get into that. Gary Mahaffey will join us again to discuss the NXT UK Women's Championship match. It was absolutely phenomenal. Ryan Joy, he's going to return this week. He's going to be here to update us on the G1 Climax, the Ring of Honor Pure Championship Tournament, as well as NWA Primetime. We're going to main event our show today with our picks for NXT TakeOver 31, which is presented by MinutesToBellTime.com and is sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends, play against the universe. There you go. Make sure you join the Essential Wrestling Podcast pool. I forgot to mention this last week. We are actually in a pool on that website if you want to play against us, prove that you're better than us, or you can create a private pool with your friends and just prove you're better with them. Maybe take some of their money. I can't condone some gambling. But if you want to put money on the line, I can't stop you. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Is that the whole thing? Number 26 will be revealed on my top 30 favorite WrestleMania matches of all time, as we are 26 weeks now and change. 26 weeks and 5 days, right? It's going to be 5 days from Tuesday to Sunday. Away from WrestleMania 37, hopefully taking place at the beautiful SoFi Stadium, the $5 billion complex, which is now home to the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers. But we're going to curtain jerk the show today, gentlemen. A little bit of a pun intended here. The champions reign supreme at Night of Champions. We started off with 9 matches. 1 got dropped, and the pre-show was up to 8. 2 more matches got dropped. 1 got from the pre-show to the main show, and then the main show got dropped to the pre-show. It was a mess. You only ended up having 5 matches toward the pool, but we had a pretty decent card altogether. And like I said, it reigned supreme. We had, out of the 8 title matches, I believe 7 title defenses, including the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. We did what we thought we were going to do. He made a statement that he is the tribal chief, John Smith.
Yeah, he did. I love everything about this. You know, it wasn't enough for him to just be with Paul Heyman. I think, you know, he needed to do something to his own family to cement his heelness.
Yep.
The only thing that I dislike about this whole thing is how cringy it is when Heyman says Reinsing, defending. Oh my God. I literally, like, my hair just stood up when I said it. It's terrible. But other than that, I really enjoy what's going on here.
Yeah, John DeConnie, I kind of half got this right. I said Jimmy Uso, and I said he was going to cost him the match. He threw in a towel, but it was to save Jay, not to screw him over. So do I get a half point for that?
Yes. Yeah, I believe in partial credit, right?
Yeah, why not? But yeah, your thoughts on the contest, and I guess going forward, I guess we're going to find out what happens on this Friday. But now we got Jimmy's back involved. I don't know if he's medically cleared or not, if he just showed up for the show.
Yeah, well, you know, that was a heck of a main event. Just a brutal beatdown by Roman. It was good to see Jimmy back. I guess it was good eventually to see him save his brother. And now we've got full-fledged angry Roman, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. You know, I can't wait to see them put him up against somebody else and just see how much goodness we can get into with bad Roman. Yeah,
and he's hell-bent on being the top guy, the top Samoan guy. That he needs the one. He said it on Friday repeatedly. He's the one that puts food on the table for that family. He sits at the head of that table. He has another cousin that makes a butt. Can we set this up for me? Like, is this where we're going with this? I don't think anyone's going to complain if it does. I don't think Rocky will win, but like, is it still like this is the perfect setup, John DeConnie?
Well, you know, okay. Leave SpongeBob out of this because this really happened before Reigns had to battle leukemia again last year. When they were going to last year's Saudi show, they had offered Rock $20 million for basically 1 day's work for there to be. I don't know if he was supposed to win at that show or just be the champ walking into that show. It was supposed to be cousin versus cousin in Saudi right there around WrestleMania. So that's possible. It's obviously already been discussed. But Rock did technically retire, didn't he, via Twitter or something, like a month or 2 ago? Not that ever means anything in wrestling. But.
No, it doesn't. And speaking of retiring, who do we have calling the Undertaker? Who's playing Undertaker at WrestleMania this year? It's going to be AJ again, right? John Smith in the WWE Championship, the ambulance match. Karma kind of bit Randy on this one.
Yeah, it's not like Drew McIntyre needed the help, but he got it. You know, you got to see Shawn Michaels with the super kick, Ric Flair in the driver's seat. You know, yeah. Boy Christian, of course. You know, I'm sure you were most happy about that.
I was, yes.
Yeah, I think this is all leading to Randy winning the title. I've said it a bunch of times. It's just how long is it going to take? You know, I guess he's going to, win in the cell maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, Randy said last night there's going to be hell to pay. We'll get into Raw in a second. John DeConnie said, I picked Randy Orton, so I'm sitting there. I saw who came out first. Oh, Big Bill came out first. Like, crap, they're all going to be out there. But like, Flair could still help him. You know, like, I was waiting for Flair. Like, Flair could still. Yeah, he ended up just driving him away.
Exactly, yeah. Flair took out the trash at the end of the night, if you will.
Yeah.
And then, as we'll get to later, they all paid the price 24 hours later.
Yeah. Hell hath no fury as an Orton story.
An angry Randy is a very dangerous Randy.
Yes, he is very dangerous. In the opening contest, John Smith, the match we were all excited about. Sami Zayn recap. See, here's the dilemma he has, and he actually put it out on Twitter. He doesn't know what he wants to. Is he the two-time Intercontinental Champion, or did he defend his Intercontinental? You know, where's Sami's got kind of a decision here, but he outsmarted everybody. He used his brain on that one, and he got his belt back plus another one. Right, he's got two now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the handcuffs are kind of a cop-out, but, you know, the match was so good, then you go and handcuff people in order to get the title. But other than that, you know, how could you go wrong with this match? I mean, all three guys putting it on the line, doing all sorts of crazy bleep, and, you know, I'm surprised Jeff Hardy didn't get hurt when he got thrown over that top rope with the ladder and all that. It didn't look like it happened the way it was supposed to happen. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, and then so we have to bring it up, John the Con. He's like, yeah, it's a little bit of cop-out handcuffing, you know, the rest of it, but using Jeff Hardy's earlobe holes, which are pretty, has a big diameter, pretty big radius, if we use some geometry terms here. Circumference, yeah, it's a solid circumference. That's definitely a handcuff.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I'm not a fan of those gauges. So when I saw him do that, I chuckled for like 5 minutes. But then again, once again, thinking about my picks, I went, "Oh no, my guy's on the outside of the ring with a 6-foot ladder attached to his earlobe. I'm in trouble again."
Yeah, is it Sami handcuffed himself to AJ? That was like, what did he just do? Like, how is this gonna? But he had the key in his mouth the whole time. He was wearing pants with pockets, but he went the old school route, put the key in his mouth. You know, because that's what Sami does. He's one step ahead of everybody. What's that phrase? He's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. So, kudos to Sami on a very strategic win to either defend or regain, however you want to look at it, however he wants to look at it, the Intercontinental Championship. And then the last match we're talking about, this Raw Tag Team title match. I didn't see where Andrade got hurt. We saw the X's went up. We saw him hobbling.
Angel.
That's what I say. I said Andrade. Angel Garza. We saw him get hurt. We saw him hobbling before he made the tag into Andrade. Do we think that they were supposed to win this? Because then you got that pinfall, John Nicani, or John Smith, you already nodded your head. That pinfall and Dawkins, or Andrade kicked out when Dawkins was holding somebody. There was a miscommunication, I guess.
Yeah, he definitely kicked out. His shoulder was up. I was surprised they didn't play into that more on Raw the next day, but we'll get into that, I guess. I think they were supposed to win. Yeah, it looked like Angel Garza had a little Triple H moment, or a Vince McMahon moment, or a Kevin Nash moment. It looked like a torn quad, you know?
Yeah.
I got to tear my quad, you know, Kevin Nash.
But then you got someone like Kurt Angle. He tore his quad this morning. Look, he's hopping around. That was the one show. I was actually at that show when Triple H returned. I was absolutely started. Him and Christian was making fun of him. So, yeah, John DeConnie, your thoughts on this real quick before we do a quick recap of the rest of the show.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't see the first time around where the injury, or just that the injury took place. All I saw was the clearly blown fall, and I was totally confused. And then watching it back, that was the first thing that went through my mind. Oh my God, they had to not just end that match on the fly; they had to switch the ending on the fly, I believe. So.
Yeah, and nobody told Andrade. English no bueno. I know Andrade speaks a little bit. Enough to get engaged to a Flair. Asuka actually had double duty. They moved that match up from the kickoff show to the main card. She had a nice win over Asuka over Zelina Vega. And again, even you can hear it on Monday too. Samoa Joe's genuine enthusiasm and excitement for submission moves. Oh, the hooks are in! The hooks are in! He was just going nuts that entire. I was laughing hysterically. Asuka reversed some kind of pinning predicament into the Asuka lock, got the tap out. And then she came back. Nikki Cross apparently was not medically cleared. Apparently there's an issue down in Florida. Again, I can kind of touch base on it with one confirmation when we talk about AEW and Lance Archer, because he flat out admitted it was a COVID issue. And I guess that something's running around down there in the Orlando area and caused Nikki Cross to stay home. But here comes Asuka again. I popped out of my chair. I'm sitting there. I could actually call Rhea Ripley. Like, just pull the trigger on it, send Rhea after her, and win the belt. Screw it. Like, I'm going with John Nakani. Bayley and Sasha don't need the belt right now. Let's go back to the belt match at Mania. They don't need to do this right now. Just pull the trigger on Rhea. But they sent Asuka back out there again. Bayley got disqualified. She used the kendo. Maybe that was supposed to be the original outcome anyway. They just switched to Asuka and Nikki. Maybe Nikki wasn't supposed to get pinned or anything. And then here comes Sasha Banks with Helen Fury, bringing Helen Fury with her in a chair, and then she's gonna that feud is gonna pick up some steam quickly. Bobby Lashley defeated Apollo Crews to retain his title with the Hurt Lock. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura defeated the Lucha House Party to retain their tag titles on the kickoff show. And as I mentioned, Nia Jax was not medically cleared to compete, so the Women's Tag Team Championship match is being postponed to a later date. If you go on Twitter, Nia Jax called that a lie, so who knows what happened with that one. So that was our Clash of Champions recap real quick, just to let everybody know how we did with the standings. There are only 5 matches counted for the show. I know we all picked Asuka, and we all picked Cesaro and Nakamura. Those unfortunately don't count toward the standings, but you can add 2 more wins to our scores if you really want to. Ryan and John nailed a 4-1 showing. John Nakani above 500, 3-2. Tyler and I. That's what happens when you bet against Drew McIntyre. That's what happened. I'm 0-3 now. And that's 15 points I have now lost betting against Drew McIntyre. So let that be a lesson to me, right? I said that before. I'm not going to do it again, and I did it again. And then last night on Raw, so Drew McIntyre came out with his buddies. They all celebrated in the ring, and Drew was feeling a little motivated to have, Ric Flair and Big Show, and especially Christian. I know we're all big Christian fans here. And he wanted to put the title on the line. He wanted to be the fighting champion, and kind of the guys that helped him out. And he's opened the challenge to anybody who hasn't had a shot yet. And how glorious it was, John Nakani.
Yes, indeed. We'll talk about it later, but it ruined another idea I had. But the minute I saw Dolph pull aside Postman Pierce,
yep,
I had an idea where it was going to end up, and I was glad to be wrong about another topic when it turned out to be Bobby Roode coming back in all his glory.
Didn't work out for him. One Dolph was like, I got the perfect guy for you. I'm like, yes. Now, because you get the Singh brothers out of Canada, we'll be in full force. John Smith, that was a rematch from, I believe it was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Drew McIntyre defeated Bobby Roode. Then that was Drew McIntyre. That's how he won the NXT Championship, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir. I was going to bring that up. You just took all the steam out of me. So I'm like, I got an NXT thing to bring up on the main roster.
I got to set you up. I got to set you up for it.
It was a nice breath of fresh air to see Bobby Roode back on the screen. As much as things have been different on Raw, it's kind of been pretty stale lately with the same characters, doing the same things for a few weeks now. So it's nice to see somebody else involved. It's nice that Bobby Roode's not just getting cast away and is going to end up in, Impact Land or overseas. So, it's just overall great. It's glorious to see him back, man.
It was. I was just sitting, I hit that the piano keys in the beginning, and I was waiting for the And then he was walking out. I got a little scared because that was a very, very like poofy, thick robe. I'm like, oh man, what was he doing up in Canada during this time? And he opened up the robe, and it was still just ripped Jack Bobby Roode. And I was like, thank God. I was like, please. He opens it up, and he's just a fat mess. I'm like, oh. I got worried there for a second and throw him back on TV. He looked good.
Bobby
McIntyre got the win, and then John Nakani, as you mentioned, post match, a janitor got into the Legends locker room.
Yes. A certain someone all masked up and in his jumpsuit helped himself in and then revealed himself to be the Legend Killer.
Yeah, and John Smith, night vision goggles and all, turned the lights out, and he went off.
Yeah. What can I say, man? They got their bleeps kicked, and Randy Orton continues to impress me. I never really liked Randy Orton at the beginning. I hated him at the beginning, and like every single year, it's just like he just keeps climbing up my ranks, and he's got to be like definitely top 5 current for me right now. I love him.
Yeah, the mic also nice out of touch. But I guess that's something that you have to do. You can't hit Ric Flair with a chair anymore. Like it's whatever. But Randy said there was going to be hell to pay, and we were kind of assuming that he was leaking. I thought they were already going to make the match for Hell in a Cell between him and Drew. But no, he was talking about the 4 legends in the back. So Randy's another check mark for Randy Orton right there. On the King's Court, we'll just fast forward through the rest of Raw. There's a lot. I wouldn't say a whole lot of nothing, but a whole lot of more important stuff to cover here. So let's do a quick fast forward. On the King's Court, again, the Mysterios. Murphy sliding into Aaliyah's DMs here, and then a nice little conversation. I guess it was Murphy's birthday. She wished him a happy birthday. Fast forward, I guess Dominic saw it. Dominic got upset, got into the ring. Then a nice little match. Murphy got the win after Dominic went to use the kendo stick, and Aaliyah tried to stop him. Murphy got the roll up. So it's to be continued with them. Ricochet, Apollo Crews, and Mustafa Ali defeated the Hurt Business after Ali hit a 450 on MVP. I guess Cedric was sent down to the minors after his loss last week, according to MVP. Sent the Hurt Business training. What was it? Something like that. Oscar, once again, she deleted Zavina Vega with the Oscar lock. That was 2 nights in a row for her to retain the Raw Women's title. Then right after that, Andrade called her a weak link, called Angel Garza a weak link, and he's gonna go out on his own. John Smith, I know you said you want something you want to comment on this whole situation real quick.
Oh no, I was just saying. I just love Andrade as a singles guy. I mean, I don't like him not with Zelina though, just because his mic skills are kind of lacking because of the language barrier. But at the same time, I don't think Zelina belongs in that ring just yet. I mean, the match was pretty good at the pay-per-view, but it was kind of hard to watch last night. All the things she was messing up, and Asuka was trying her hardest to make her look good, but she just couldn't. Yeah. But Andrade by himself going after singles title, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's the thing is Zelina's good. Zelina's great at selling. She had those 2 great matches with Bianca Belair. Asuka's just on another level, man. Like that's just really what it comes down to, and that's just not a level that Zelina. Not too many women are on that level. There's that higher upper tier, and I guess Zelina's not there. She will be though. She's got the determination and the athleticism, so hopefully she can get there one day. Andrade kind of threw out an open challenge, which was answered by Keith Lee, and a victory by Keith Lee via the Spirit Bomb. Kevin Owens and Aleister Black went at it again. It was a great match. Aleister Black accidentally hit the referee, got disqualified. Then caught a stunner at the end for his troubles. But this is a weird storyline, John Connie, because Aleister Black is blaming Kevin Owens for his eye injury because Owens was at home with his family and not worried about Aleister Black, who the two of them have absolutely zero connection at all. Not to mention it was Buddy Murphy. It was Buddy Murphy was the one that did it. So where's Aleister Black is just in his own – he's gone right now.
Yeah, you want to blame somebody, blame Humberto Carrillo for never being there to help anybody out.
Exactly.
So yeah, but
two people right there.
Yeah, but I really enjoy Alistair. You already know I'm a mark for Kevin Owens, so okay, the backstory is a little flawed, but just throw these two at each other every other week, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, man, it's just an interesting. I guess I just wanted to point out where Alistair Black's. I think he's just completely gone right now. He's like, all right, he's angry at the completely wrong person right now because he was on.
He's been in a dark room for like almost a year straight, right? So what are you gonna do?
Waiting for guys to pick the fight with him. Show some initiative, Alistair. Come on.
I'd love to see these two in a cell.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, these two just. I don't. They maybe should have held this one off to WrestleMania. Just keep these two apart for the time being, and then have them go at WrestleMania. That would have been awesome. R-Truth lost the title, then won it back, and then defended it in a triple threat match. He defeated Akira Tozawa and Drew Gulak, who is a SmackDown wrestler. No mention of the crossover rule on this one. I guess the 24/7 title has no jurisdiction. Anyone go ahead? Okay,
we'll give it that.
Sure. Yeah.
It was an actual match.
What was that?
It was an actual match for once, so that should involve the crossover rule.
Yeah. But according to what they said, I did not look this up, but according to what Tom Phillips was saying last night, or maybe it was Byron, that's 41 now. 41-time 24/7 champion, R-Truth. And then Raw's newest acquisition, Mandy Rose, teamed up with an even newer acquisition, as all of a sudden Dana Brooke is now on Raw. They defeated Natalya and Lana after Mandy Rose hit Lana with the pump knee strike. Didn't get a clean shot in it. She had something to do it better, but it's all good. And it's fun how they do all these trades and there's all this randomness with a draft coming up in the next 2 weeks. So it's funny how this whole Otis Mania thing can go away within the matter of 2 weeks. And speaking of Otis, real quick recap that was not Clash related from SmackDown. He said Otis is going to fight. He's choosing to fight The Miz in court for that Money in the Bank briefcase. John DeConnie, I actually had the idea as well. I contacted you just to double check to make sure. But you did do it on air, so it didn't count for this one. But in our own personal pool, my own the originals pool, where you're the first time ever defending champ, you picked the cash in. He said Otis was going to use it now, just so he didn't have to go to court. Yeah.
I figured he got out of. I hadn't made my picks yet on the website, and I hadn't watched SmackDown into middle of Saturday, and I said I just got to see, does Otis get off the air that day without having to hand over the briefcase or something? And the minute he did, I said, all right, now the perfect thing to do would be cash in on Shin and Nakamura, Shin and Cesaro after their match, and him and his boy Taki, and they could be the new tag champs, and therefore he doesn't have to worry about anyone coming after his briefcase. And once again, creative did not agree.
No, I still don't think the whole tag title. What's the point of anyway? If it happened, then I guess it happened. I just think that's why not just go after Roman? It's like, why just take a shot? Go sit at the head of the table, Otis. You like to be at the head of the table. You like to provide. Yeah, go sit at the head of the table.
At this point,
defeated Alexa Bliss. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that, John?
At this point, I just want to see Johnny Drip end up with that briefcase somehow.
Lacey Evans defeated Alexa Bliss via disqualification. I believe there was no contest on the website, but that's not how it went down on TV. But the Fiend stuff was going off, and that triggered Alexa hardcore. And she went off on Lacey Evans. And then it was kind of funny to see her music play while she was walking up the entrance ramp, all fiended out. So maybe they should have went with the Fiend music on that one. But then Roman came out early, and she gave that death stare to Roman Reigns. I've been given that look before. A couple times I put the toilet seat up. I've been given that look before. You don't want to get that look. So it's the Fiend and Roman is coming. And I think Lexi's going to be a part of it. It'll be fun. And then King Corbin defeated Matt Riddle after Riddle missed the floating bro, which is very, very unstallion-like of Matt Riddle to miss the floating bro, and then King Corbin hit the end of days during the pinfall. But Matt Riddle will overcome this. They did a quick post-match interview with him, and he's like, bro. So, gentlemen, we're going to give you a quick, right at the half-hour mark. All right, perfect. We're going to bring in Gary Mahaffey real quick. Gentlemen, John and John, go for it. Grab some groceries. Say hello to your friends and family real quick. We will be back with you soon. Let me just get that off. All right, gentlemen, we will see you shortly. All right, and cue Gary's music. Yay!
Good evening.
How is everything going today? Top of the evening to you, sir.
Oh, it's all going well. Things are good. Things are good.
Glad to have you back on, pal. How are things? Everything's good over there overseas?
Yeah.
Your graphic. There we go. Now,
Everything's doing well, buddy. It's good. Everything's going well. Going well at work, going well at home. So things are looking good. So
perfect. And it's going well in NXT UK. That was a beautiful segue, Gary. I like your style. Beautiful segue. Into an absolutely phenomenal NXT UK Women's Championship match on Thursday.
Oh, it really was. I mean, I've seen the two women live, and I know they are really good. But it was a lot more hard hitting than I thought. It told a really good story, and I was completely shocked. I did think we were going to see Piper and Evan taking it at the end, and actually, I was really pleased when they actually stuck with Kaylee. I thought this is going to be good. They've made a good story. This is going good places. It's good now.
Yeah, I don't think there was a wrong answer here. You know, I had picked Piper. Just for a fresh change, whatever, just started, at least in that division, started as a clean slate. I don't see Walter losing it. Maybe Gallus at some point, but not. You had this right off the bat, and it's a blood feud. It's a personal rivalry, and the sell job that both of these women did, like Kaylee Ray. See, again, you got that AEW or the Impact star. I did that last week too. I call myself that's push-ups. Kaylee Ray sold that knee injury unbelievably.
I mean, it really because I wondered how they were going to do the story of the match, and when she did that, there was part of me for a minute thought, I wonder has she been hurt during this, and they are going to have to stop it. And there was a little moment I thought, oh no, this is a great sell job, and all of a sudden, boom, she's back in on the aisle, just tremendous, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and there's that one. I guess Piper went for lack of it. She went for like a Vader bomb type of move, right? And Kaylee got her knees up, and she sold her knee right after. She's like, "Oh my gosh, she was flopping on the other side of the ring." The whole thing was just masterfully done. My opinion of Kaylee Ray was up here. Both of them just skyrocket after because of that. And even it was the she went for that avalanche splash into the bottom turnbuckle, which was exposed. The pad was removed. Kaylee Ray got the win. And again, she screamed at that one too. Like Piper, both of these women did a fantastic job. Very emotional, and Yeah, the only thing missing was Kenny Omega, Gary.
I mean, I think it's great because obviously over here we know the history they have and we know the matches they've had. And I think for anybody who's seeing it fresh, A, can see the chemistry they have, but B, can then go, okay, this is going to keep building. And as you say, they could have just gone fresh start, boom, Piper champion, but they haven't. And now everybody's going, oh, that's interesting. So they've done a really good job. So fair play to them on that.
Yeah, and then post-match, Ginny had her on that belt, so it looks like she might be trying to take the next crack. I know she's had several chances before. She challenged Toni Storm a couple of times, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and was unsuccessful. But Ginny's no slouch either. Ginny's going to put on the go.
No, I mean they really can't. I mean they're really building up. When you've got Jenny there, and obviously you've got Aoife Valkyrie from over here, and up in Ireland, and it's like, and some of the other I know they've made some more signings this week. There's some more new faces coming in of men and women, and they're stacking it up. And the women that they're bringing in are all very, very quality wrestlers, so that side of the roster is just going to really kick in over the next couple of months.
And that's awesome. Like I said, I'm a big athletic supporter for women's wrestling, Gary. That's my, if I'm going to dub myself senior correspondent for something on this show, give me that whole division across every brand and company. The women's division in 2020 and even for the past 4 years up until now has just been absolutely phenomenal. We got a quick peek at our UK champion. Walter was entering action against Saxon Huxley. Huxley got a couple of this. Walter kind of made this. It almost was a Kenny Omega type deal. Like Walter could have squashed this guy in 2-3 minutes, but he decided to have a match with him.
Because that's what I thought. I was watching it thinking this is just going to be I'm Walter, I'm the champion, and he's just going to steamroll through. And I was really surprised. Now the second half of the match turned into that, but the first half I was like, okay, as you say, we're actually going to have a match here back and forth. And I thought that obviously, Saxton has good size and they want to try and keep him somewhat in the mix, but it was really, really good. And I thought at the end of it, Walter came out incredibly strongly. And it was a great way to start and finish the show. Two really good bookends.
And then right in the middle, I don't know if I remember it was before or after the drawing, Pretty Deadly. They're a nice little tag team there. I guess big fans of Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. That's what they remind me of. They defeated the Hunt in a very. I had no idea who's going to come out on top of that match. I know the Hunt are two very strong, powerful guys. For the Predator gimmick and everything. And Wild Boar it just reminds me of a smaller version of Rhino about 20 years ago. Those guys are tough. That's a tough out, and Pretty Deadly got it done. And then they had a little meeting with Eddie Dennis. That would be a nice little.
I thought that was very interesting. I do think Eddie Dennis would make a really, really good manager for a heel stable. Actually, I think he would be very, very good. And when I saw that was really interesting because you could see that over the next few weeks how they could use him to kind of draw other people in and have him sort of watching other people. So it was a really interesting wee twist because they didn't play it up too much. It was just like, oh, how's things? How we chat, and away they went. It was very, very subtly done. It was very good. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. They met. They had a quick conversation. Pretty Deadly walked away, and I guess to be continued with that. And then I guess the big thing that came out, other than the women's championship match, the drawing for the Heritage Cup has taken place. They pulled out ping pong balls with numbers on. I think Sid Scala had the match's memorable. Good for him. We got Joseph Connors and Dave Mastiff. We got Flash Morgan Webster, who was your pick, versus A Kid. And then we'll discuss those when those matches come up. But we got to first talk about Trent Seven drew the wild card. So that is going to be the first match that I guess we kind of somewhat possibly can pick. They're having a triple threat match to determine this wild card entry. They still don't even know who it's going to be. So I believe this is a Reservoir Dogs match between Mr. Green, Mr. Blue, and Mr. Yellow, according to Pentagon.com. Ooh, that's not it. So any stat? I mean, which code are you, Gary? You've been claiming for weeks now. You're in this.
I'm gonna be all three. I'm gonna be like Mick Foley in the Royal Rumble years ago. It'll be all three versions of me. I'll probably still lose, but at least I could try. I was looking through all the people on the roster, trying to play in my head fantasy book who was going to be in the triple threat, and what I personally would love, and I know we insinuated, I think it was last week, but I think it could well be shoes off for Mr. Gibson from the Grizzled Young Vets. I was looking at it thinking he's the top guy who's left. He could come in, and then if he was to win, with him going against Trent Seven, I think would be a really good way to do it. So it will be interesting because I think it will be three decent names. I don't think it'll just be three low card randoms. There will be really somebody I think that they want to put a bit of steam behind, and I could see it being Zach Gibson. So.
Okay, and you mentioned Tyler Bate too, and now you said Tyler Bate versus Trent Seven. If Tyler Bate ends up winning that would be an interesting, heavily viewed too. That would get some ratings and some eyes on the TV.
Yeah, with their Mustache Mountain background, it would be good. So I do think it has got everybody talking because they could have very easily just gone, and next week the triple threat is A, B, and C, and away they go. But because they're not, now everybody's saying who will it be. And plus, as I say, with the new guys they're signing coming in for the next set of tapings, it really is building. It's going to be immense.
Who can it be now? And then we do actually have one more. We do have one of the first round matches happening. Actually, I have the rules here again real quick. We're going to run over the rules again real quick. Gary, we got 6 3-minute rounds with 20-second breaks. 2 falls wins a match. You're going to fall by pinfall, submission, or count out. And if a fall happens on the round ends right then and there. If it goes 6 rounds, most fall wins. We still don't know what the tiebreaker rule is. I guess maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe none of these will end in ties. I kind of think one might, though. But we do have our first tournament match coming up this week, and it was Sid Scala was all in a huff and a puff about what happened during the drawing between Noam Dar and Alexander Wolf. Sucker punch him with a bag full of, I can't remember what it was, but Pete Dunne volunteered his services to restore the honor and validity of this tournament to be the guest referee in this match.
Yeah, I mean,
we got right off the bat. This is a tough one to pick right off the bat, Gary.
It is because I looked at it and thought, oh yeah, Pete Dunne will just deck Noam Dar and it'll be the end of it. But you don't want to heal up Pete Dunne. But I think the fact that they have already layered up the fact that down the line, Pete Dunne and Noam Dar are obviously going to have a match and get into it. All the added little details, and then with Pete Dunne refereeing this, it's become incredibly interesting to see how this goes down. Maybe Noam Dar, I do think Wolf will win, but if Noam Dar takes it, does he then become the ultimate prick in Pete Dunne's face and just winding him up and giving it the hole and the fingers? You could well imagine it'd be great. It's looking so good.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going with it. I don't want to bring up. It's a different circumstance at SummerSlam '97 with Shawn Michaels was a special guest referee for that Bret Hart Undertaker match, and he hated Bret, but he ended up actually costing Taker the match so Bret could win. I don't know if maybe Noam Dar can do something to provoke Pete Dunne to the point where Dunne accidentally swings at him and hits Wolf, and then Dar Pete's out. They can do some stuff here. This is going to be a long shot. Like I said, I had Noam Dar to win this thing. I'm going to stick with him. So that'll be my pick right there. Gary, thank you so much for coming on again and staying up late. We truly appreciate it, your dedication here. I know you got a little one, I think, getting up in a couple hours.
Yeah, I can hear him upstairs actually now. I think he may be up. I think he may be getting up as we speak here. But yeah, no, it's been a pleasure again, Al, and with all the other gents talking to you earlier on. It's been super having me on again. So thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem, Garrett. We'd love to have you on. Thank you so much, buddy. Have a good night, and we will see you all next week.
See you later.
I'm sorry, my Bulldog music failed. That's my fault. My bad.
I could sing it. Do 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 do.
And on that note, we will bring in Ryan Joy. Ryan, do you have any theme music you'd like to sing for yourself before we get started here?
Well, as I'm making a return.
There you go. Ryan Joy, yeah, we missed you last week, buddy. How's everything going today? Good?
Very good, very good. Big move, cross country or down country or whatever. But I am in the state of Florida where wrestling lives today, so things are great.
Yeah, perfect. And that's exactly where wrestling lives. And that is where this name came from, the state of Florida about 21 weeks ago. This is episode 21. About 21 weeks ago, Florida deemed professional wrestling essential during a pandemic, and thus we were born.
And
so,
that's Ryan, why the new headquarters of Minutes to Bell Time is Florida.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. There we go. So we're gonna catch up, Ryan. We're gonna catch us up with the G1 Climax. I kind of half-assed it last week with my report. We'll get a little more detail right now. We'll go to the block first. Thing that sticks out right ahead right now, I know Jay White had an absolute murderer's row of back-to-back matches with Okada and with Ibushi. And he got him.
Yep. It is Jay White has rebranded the J1 tournament So when you look at the A block, he's got to be the favorite, especially now he's gotten past the heavy schedule. Of course, things will wear on him down the line. And the thing about the G1 or the J1 is that anybody can win on any given night. There's really, there's upsets, but most of the matches are going to be competitive. Yeah. And when we get to the B block, we're going to talk about some upsets that we've seen. So
let's just get right to it real quick. Right here, I see somebody, Toru Yano, sitting pretty undefeated at 3-0.
Yeah, there are 4 people in between the A block and the B block that are 3-0. We already talked about Tai Chi. We talked about Jay White. Tetsuya Naito, the heavyweight champion, 3-0. That makes sense. But then Toru Yano, 3-0. 3-0. And he's beat Evil, a former champion. A recent former champion.
Evil 1-2, Sonata 0-3, and they said if you go back to the A block, Kazuchika Okada 1-2. A lot of these hitters are down and out right now.
Yeah, Okada drew a tough lot when he had Ibushi and Jay White in the first 3 matches. So yeah, so he's probably going to go on a big streak now. So what's interesting is as we look ahead, there's four shows between this recording and our next recording. And it's hard to say from night to night which matches are the most important because it changes. There's nobody has such a big lead that a win doesn't really matter at this point. So if Jay White loses, maybe he's not in the most important match come night 9. So
yeah, well, actually, I made a graphic. I can decide which matches are important, right?
You can decide.
Yeah, like you said, we got 4 nights coming up between this show and episode 22 of EWP. I just threw some matches up there. Will Ospreay and Jay White. Like I said, that's going to be a big match. It's going to be another test for Jay White. Like I said, he's sitting pretty at 3-0 right now. But the important thing about that 3, that's a win over Ibushi and a win over Okada, and that's 2 tiebreakers. So yeah. I know you said Okada and Ibushi might go on some runs here, but they got to beat Jay White outright right now, record-wise.
It's true, but then when you look at it, it's not really an upset if Ospreay beats Jay White. Of course it is. Jay White's a former champion. He's at the top of the company, but nobody's going to be surprised if Will Ospreay beats him. No, and same thing with Minoru Suzuki when he has to fight Minoru Suzuki. Nobody's going to be surprised if Suzuki beats Jay White. So that's what's so interesting about the G1. But yes, Jay White has defeated Okada and he's defeated Ibushi. And when it comes down to ties, it's whoever's got the head-to-head, victory. So those other guys have some work to do.
Yeah, and it's equivalent to what happened last night on Monday Night Football. Like now the Baltimore Ravens, that's only 1 loss. But with only 1 bye in the NFL now, that loss can come back to hurt them. If they have to go to Arrowhead, if they both finish 13-3, they still have to go to Arrowhead.
Another thing we didn't talk about is Tai Chi with his 3-0. One of those victories is over Minoru Suzuki. Now they're both in the same faction, Suzuki-gun, and Minoru Suzuki is the leader of the faction. Mm-hmm. What's interesting is Tai Chi is a heel. He is a John Smith heel. He is Suzuki is really weird right now. He's had a string of great matches in 2020, and at the end of this last match, he's smiling, clapping along to his theme music with the fans, putting his ear out like Hulk Hogan even a little bit. So I don't know. Are we going to get a Minoru Suzuki face turn here for the end of his last big run?
He doesn't seem like he's all with it. Just look at his haircut. You kind of prejudge him like, okay, this guy's a little whack.
Well, he's been hit a lot of times. His haircut wasn't too dissimilar from mine this morning, actually, when I was trying to get this thing cleaned up for the show.
And then, like I said, going back to the schedule, the B block, we got Juice Robinson, who's having a nice tournament so far. He just lost his last match. I believe he had that interview on Twitter where he sharded himself in a victory.
Yeah.
So that's a fun little fact. You'll go on social media just to find out that Juice Robinson crapped his pants during a wrestling match. And then we also have on Tuesday, Zack Sabre Jr. against Sonata and Hiroshi Tanahashi against Kenta. Like I said, Tanahashi and Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr., they're both under 500, and they got to start piling up some wins here. Going back to the third, that's the one I wanted to go with right there is Kenta and Evil. We got two top guys in the Bullet Club going after each other.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing about the B block, Toru Yano, I believe when we first started talking about the G1, I said, hey, look for Yano to be the spoiler. He's not going to get a ton of wins. He's not going to, be in contention at the end, but he's going to beat the top block leaders and be a spoiler. Well, he's undefeated through the first 6 nights, and he's beaten some of the. He's not beaten all the block leaders, but he's gotten some good wins, and that loss, Evil losing to him could be a spoiler toward the end.
He also is whatever that new championship that they started. He's that champion right now. Still, right?
That trophy. This morning, it was Yano versus Evil. It was a 4.5-minute match. Between those two guys, there had to be 6 low blows. So, it's a fun morning.
So going from one tournament to the other, Ring of Honor, this tournament has been getting high praise after high praise after high praise. Give us a recap of the weekend here, Ryan. Here are the brackets for you.
Yeah, critically acclaimed tournament, really. I mean, anybody who's really spent any time watching it has really liked it. You had Silas Young, the last real man of professional wrestling, going against Fred Yehai. Yehai making his Ring of Honor debut, certainly first time I've ever seen him. A big guy, and he can go. I was really, really impressed. There's so many debuts in this tournament, but so far, Wheeler Yuta was great, and then Fred Yehai goes in and beats Silas Young in what has to be considered an upset, right? I mean,
yeah,
if you beat one of the It's like somebody coming off the street and beating one of the main roster guys in WWE in a tournament. It's a big deal.
Yeah, Silas Young's been a lifer there.
Yeah, and has had just about every championship there except for the heavyweight. So, and on the other side of the bracket, you had Josh Woods facing Ring of Honor veteran Kenny King. Kenny King's another one of those guys like Silas Young who has held majority of the titles in Ring of Honor. Josh Woods, not a rookie, but really not that many years into his career. So they had a television championship match a few years ago when Josh Woods won the Top Prospect tournament. He lost in that effort. He won this one. So Josh Woods looks good. I think he's one of their guys that they're grooming for, future top guy status. So,
all right. And then we got coming up this weekend, we got the last 2 first-round matchups, correct?
That's right. So PJ Black, who most people will definitely know, he's a former WWE guy. He's been wrestling in New Japan lately. He's amazing. Does a springboard 450 splash as his finisher. Incredible. He's facing Tony Deppen. And on the other side of the bracket, can you bring that back up?
Yeah, sure thing.
For my reference, that's right. Tracy Hot Sauce Williams versus Rust Taylor. I haven't seen a lot of Rust Taylor. Where I've seen him is in the New Japan Strong shows on Fridays. That's a toss-up to me on that one. I would say, hey, Tracy Williams is going to win that because he's a Ring of Honor guy. But Fred Yehai showed us that that's not always going to be what happens. So, but my guy.
For those of you that are thinking right now, like PJ Black was never in WWE. I believe he was an original Nexus member, if I'm correct, right? Justin Gabriel?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So.
And then also last Tuesday night was episode, I guess, 2 of the NWA on primetime on that network, that pay-per-view network. I can't remember the name of it right now.
TV. Yep.
Yes. And Thunder Rosa, she retained her women's championship, correct? She beat Priscilla Kelly. And yeah, it was a 25-minute match, too, if I saw.
An incredible match. Can I say it was better than the Sheeta match? I don't know. But Thunder Rosa had a heck of a schedule. And that match with Priscilla Kelly told a good story, was worthy of the main event spot. Great match. Anybody who paid $7 for that match or whatever it cost to get that show, look worth it.
And then Eli Drake got a win in his match against Eric Watts, the other Eric Watts.
Yes. Yeah, Eli Drake.
And then we got this week, we got 2 big matches announced. I know there's like 5 or 6 on the show. These are the 2 big ones right here. We have Allison Kay. Those you know as either Allison Kay. Both of these women were in the second Mae Young Classic. Allison Kay was also a former Knockouts champion in Impact as Sienna. She's going to take on Nicole Savoy.
Yeah,
she's is this supposed to be Serena Deeb, or was that another promotion?
It was supposed to be Serena Deeb. Yep. But I don't recall the situations. It might be COVID related that Savoy's in there. Nicole Savoy we've most recently seen on AEW as well as Little Swole. So in that tournament, the
Deadly
team tournament. So, but she has been Savoy earlier this year. I see she had 2 matches with Ring of Honor in singles competition. This should be a good contest.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the year 2020, and I laugh and I
know. Yep.
For the NWA National Championship, our champion Aaron Stevens and Trevor Murdoch, they're gonna go at it tonight.
Aaron Stevens, I don't know if people have seen him recently. He's sort of like the Toru Yano of NWA. He's very silly, comedic type thing. That's kind of was his shtick before when he was.
Come on, when you're being the Mrs. Stunt Double, you're kind of deemed as a comedian for.
Yep. So he does the same. He does that same type of stuff here. And Trevor Murdoch kind of came out of nowhere, right? I mean, I don't think he's been in WWE. He was in WWE 10 years ago, I think. So
he was at the first Night of Champions. Him and Lance Cade, they defended the Raw title.
But I tell you what, that NWA Power format that they had, 5-minute matches, whatever. He looked really good. I mean, he's not a physical specimen, but he looked really good. Good matches. He had matches with Ricky Starks that were, worthwhile. So I'm actually looking forward to this match. Is it going to sell a lot of pay-per-view buys? I don't know about that.
No, that's definitely not. I will buy for Allison Kay and Nicole Savoy. I'm not buying for.
I think it's the
Trevor Murdoch. That's
NWA and United Wrestling Network are counting on people having bought the 4-pack, which got them this card as well.
So Ryan, we're gonna bring John Smith and John DeConnie back up here. We're gonna bring John there. We'll put John here.
Yeah, while you're bringing them in, Noam Dar is my pick in that UK tournament.
Oh yeah. You said that 2 weeks ago. Noam Dar all the way. Yeah. His hair is absolutely majestic right now. It is just a beautiful head of hair, and he is going to roll with it. John, welcome back. We're going to stick with Ryan Joy the rest of the way here because he's going to be involved in our takeover picks later on. But through his move to the Sunshine State, as you can see by the shirt he's wearing, Ryan Joy, he's going to be in attendance. He's going to be a on-the-spot correspondent for the Essential Wrestling Podcast at Daly's Place.
Yeah, I went to my first Dynamite at Daly's Place the week I moved down. I drove down on a Saturday, went to Dynamite on a Wednesday. It's not necessarily in my backyard. It's 3.5 hours away, but I don't have a problem getting in the car for 7 hours on a random Wednesday to go watch some Dynamite. So
yeah, you got to take it for the team sometimes, right? You got to take it for the team. So I said at the beginning of the show, it was a random. We were supposed to have a 6-man tag team match. Team Moxie versus Team Archer, I guess, to put it bluntly. But Lance Archer, it came out. It was a COVID concern. And actually, here's where we're not treated like idiots with AEW. Lance Archer put out this tweet. When I returned home from a show, a family member was ill. Found out later a friend who had taken my family member to the vet for our dachshund had – the dog doesn't have COVID, right? No, that's not it. I've also gotten sick, tested positive. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay, so AEW's not hiding the fact that there's a COVID concern in Florida. So WWE's got a COVID concern. AEW has a small COVID concern, and I believe the governor of Florida just lifted their whole COVID ban, correct?
Yeah, we can do everything. Yeah.
Florida's back to normal, right?
Yeah.
Good job. So anyway, in a random, they threw Eddie Kingston. They gave Eddie Kingston. They listened to him that he was not eliminated in that battle royal, and they gave him the AEW Championship match. John Smith, your thoughts?
I was very surprised when I heard that. I didn't read or hear anything about it before it happened. So at the beginning of the show, Eddie Kingston just walks out. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? The nice little promo to build up to the match, since they didn't have much time to, let us think about it. It made us, really want to see that for the rest of the show. The match itself, pretty great. Nice little backstory between them now, and, it ended the way it should have. And I liked how they ended up Eddie Kingston ended up looking strong at the very end, though.
Yeah, John he got the Moxley got that bulldog choke that he used to choke out Brody Lee a few months back. Post match, here's the part that threw me off. All right, so unfortunately, I had to stay at a hotel on Wednesday night. I got some bathroom work done. Didn't have a bathroom, so we said, "Screw, we went to the hotel." So I'm watching NXT. I always give Hunter the benefit of the doubt. I always watch NXT live, and then I'll watch AEW on replay. So I'm on my way home Thursday morning from the hotel, and I'm scrolling. I went on Facebook. I scrolled, and I just see Eddie Kingston and 4 other guys in the ring hazing me. Oh my God, Eddie Kingston won the championship. Turns out Moxie won the match, and they just jumped him afterwards. So John DeConnie, holy crap! I was nuts that whole time. Like, I get home and watch this match.
Yeah. So Eddie had his backup, and then we got a little Will Hobbs came in to try and make the save. Darby Allin came in to try and make the save. Ricky Starks got involved, and in the end, the good guys were all laid out, and Kingston and his boys stood tall.
Yeah, and Ryan Joy, we're gonna start off hot right now. Got to get this banner off real quick. 2 matches stemmed off this. First, we'll just do Ricky Starks and Darby Allin. These two have been itching to get at it for a long time now. I can't believe they held off this long for these two to have a match. But are we calling skateboard with thumbtacks again, or?
I'm going to give Ricky Starks this one. I think he's on his way up.
All right, John Smith, who do you got?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I got Ricky Starks also.
Yeah, I'll hop on that too, Don DeConnie.
Yeah, let's make it unanimous. It helps extend it because everyone loves to see Allen, so he doesn't need the victory to keep this going along.
No, I said as long he's like Darby Allin is now officially like let's rewind to like the early '90s. Like he's tugboat to John Moxley's Hulk Hogan, or like he's Brutus Beefcake, or the Big Boss Man, or Jim. Like he's just a guy that's best friends with the world champ. Speaking of the world champ, John Moxley, it says on this, it appears, but it came out today that does he have to defend the title again? I believe he has to defend the championship again against an opponent of Eddie Kingston's choosing. So, Ryan Joy, we'll give you first crack here. Who do you think is going to be? And is CM Punk going to be the new champion here?
I don't think so. Think so. But I would like to go back and get points for Eddie Kingston winning the Casino Battle Royal. That was my pick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I wanted to sneak that in here. I don't know. To go easy and say Big Butch, I'll take Pentagon Phoenix against Moxie. That's a different style match than what we've seen lately. So, all right, nailing me down. I'm going to say Phoenix.
All right. John Smith, like I said, Eddie's got 4 guys in his stable, his faction, whatever you want to call it, but they're 4 tag team wrestlers. Although Pentagon is a former world champion in Lucha Underground and in Impact.
Yeah, maybe throw a little curveball and give us Cage or something, even though we've seen him versus Moxley before, but just because of the tiny alliance he had with Taz. Oh, no, that was Lance Archer with Taz. Never mind. Okay, so, yeah, I have no idea then.
All right, perfect. Well, what you think about that, John DeConnie?
Yeah, for exactly the reasons you mentioned, the first thing that sprang to my mind was Penta.
Yeah, Penta L0M. I'll go with Penta. I mean, Moxley retains here, right? I can't remember if it was a title match or not, but it's got to be Moxley in the end anyway. So, John Smith, you're gonna bet no matter who it is, you're gonna bet against Moxley here.
No, and I'll jump on the bandwagon with you guys.
All right, John Smith, I think you're gonna have to plug your ears for this one because a certain former TNT champion is back. There, just let him go. Brody Lee, he defeated Orange Cassidy to retain the TNT title. Here comes Cody. You guys watching Practical Jokers where Murr had to spray the fake hair on? That's kind of what that reminded me of. But Cody's jet black hair, a black suit. Your thoughts on either the match or Cody? Ryan Joy, you can start. You were there. You're going to start on this. You were there.
He didn't get the biggest pop of the night based on where I was sitting, but he did do okay. My immediate thought, and I know we're going to get to the challenge, is him dyeing that hair black takes away from all the blood and stuff that soaks through his blonde hair. That was the very black hair on Cody Rhodes.
Wow. John DeConnie, any thoughts on this? On Orange Cassidy, they said it was that spinning lariat, I believe, from Brody Lee, that what has been used as a finisher. But that was a pretty good match between those two.
Yeah, I think it did what it needed to do. It wasn't a squash, so it kept Orange at a decent level. But it was certainly too early for Brody to lose the title. And as far as Cody going NWO with the soy sauce in his hair, welcome back.
And then John Smith, I'll just leave it at this. Brody Lee shot a pretty good promo in the back area afterwards. He challenged Cody to a dog collar match, and Ryan, kudos for that's Roddy Piper and Greg Valentine from their memorable dog collar match from way back in yesterday. That's a black and white picture right there. But Cody's going to have to respond to Brody Lee's challenge. So we're going to see a dog collar match here, John.
Yeah, I think it's going to be when is that happening?
Full gear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look forward to it because I have to watch it because I love him so much, but I hate Cody. But I mean, the idea is cool, I guess. It just everything that Cody does is going to make me hate it. So, I think of this and I'm like, oh, Cody probably loved that match between Roddy Piper back in the day, so he wants to do one of his own now. That's the way my brain works when it comes to Cody.
Yeah. Miro had his first match of the tag team match. Him and Kip Sabian teamed up and defeated my Jersey boys, Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss, after Miro made Sonny Kiss tap to what was once known as the Accolade and is now known as Game Over. So that will be that's win number 1 for Miro. He did appear to be injured. I don't know if it was a storyline injury or not. To be continued on that one. FTR had a nice little interview with Tully. They're starting a new challenge called the 20 Minutes Brush with Greatness. And the Best Friends came out. They wanted a part of it. They want to be there. They are the number 1 contenders. I was wrong last week. I called them like number 4 or something like that. But they got back to being the number 1 contenders for the AEW Tag Team Championship. FTR said no because they're given the first chance to SCU. Pretty much it just seems like FTR, all they have to do is just go the 20 minutes and they win. I know that's easier said than done because most matches are within the, I'd say probably 7 to 12 range, Ryan? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, AEW gets about 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I guess if SCU gets the pinfall, they win. But if FTR goes all 20 minutes, then they win. So that's, I guess, are we staring at a bunch of 20-minute matches here, Ryan? I guess that's the first question.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's going to be part of the shtick here, right? So, and if a team can go 20 minutes with FTR, then they're probably going to get a 60-hour time limit pay-per-view match.
John DeConnie, who do you got on this one?
I think the champs by time limit because certainly, if you want to get a nice 20-minute match on TV, that's a heck of a team to go up against. I think SCU could absolutely stretch a match to 20 minutes with those two, and I think it'll be fantastic. But I think for the very fact that they made that stipulation that we go to the pay window and get the winner share if the match doesn't end due to time limit, I think we'll at the very least we're going to see it happen once.
Yeah. John Smith, any thought your pick on this?
This just seems like this is the same exact thing as a 20-minute time limit because the champs retain their title after a 20-minute draw. So it's just a way to give them a win instead of a draw for a 20-minute time limit. But, I'm going to go with the Crevival on this one.
Chris Jericho and MJF had another fun little meeting backstage. We didn't get to it last week, their pre-show meeting. They called each other losers. This is going to be funny if those two just have a quick little quirks backstage and they're repeating each other. It's going to be fun. But then I guess Jericho was in ring, or actually Matt Hardy and Private Party were in ring. Isaiah Cassidy growing a set and challenging Chris Jericho for this week. After Jericho, I believe he jumped him post-match after the tag team match from the week before where Jericho and Hager beat Private Party. So Isaiah Cassidy wants him one-on-one. Ryan Joy, what do you got?
Well, Jericho may want to be known as the demo god, but he'll always be known as an a-hole. That was the line of the night. Jericho.
John Connie.
Gotta go with my boy Jericho.
Yeah, we're coming up on 30 years, not this week, not tomorrow night, but the following Wednesday, 30 years of Jericho. We're going to break out the list of 1,004 holes in his honor next week. John Smith, who do you got?
I don't see any reason why Jericho would lose this unless somebody was interfering, but I can't really come up with a situation where that's plausible. So, I got Jericho.
Yeah, Y2J. Save us Y2J. Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa defeated Ivelisse and Diamante after Shida hit Diamante with the Shining Wizard. Hangman Page with another singles win. He defeated Evil Uno with the Buckshot Lariat. Most importantly, tomorrow night, I don't know if you guys know.
Whoa. No idea what's.
All right. Retribution is apparently taking over John's set here, but we'll keep going. We have a disappointment tomorrow night, boys. The doctor will see us now. Britt Baker is back in action. So get excited for that. And then on the Tuesday night, on the late night Dynamite, which was kind of fun. I don't know if you guys tuned in at 10 o'clock after Impact. I flipped right over to TNT. I see 5 minutes left. I'm like, this is going to be a while. But it was 5 minutes left in the second quarter of the basketball game.
It was very late.
I'm like, all right, screw, I'm going to bed. Like, I'm not staying up till midnight to watch, whatever. Scorpio Sky defeated Ben Carter, and Ben Carter. I spy a Jersey guy in Ben Carter, and no, not from New Jersey, from the Isle of Jersey in the United Kingdom. Welcome to the team, Ben Carter. Do us proud, which I thought he did. A great match with Scorpio Sky. Ben Carter impressed. NJ defeated Brandy Rhodes with the Queen Slayer. Small distraction from Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Stu Grayson was a little, do I want to say overprotective of Anna Jay here? I looked for something possibly to go in with that one. And then Sean Spears defeated Matt Sydal after a loaded palm strike. There's your Brandy Rhodes action figure. Not a doll, an action figure. So staying on Tuesday nights, like I said before, I guess that would have been Wednesday morning. I was sort of 12:30 in the morning after that Laker game. Jeez. The main event of Impact, John DeConnie, the main event of Impact, Neil Dashwood and Jordan Grace, absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. There was a moment there. First of all, we got Caleb with a K doing the intros, so that made it a little bit special for Tennille. Then we had Jordan hit a kind of not quite the Grace driver, sort of a sideways Michinoku driver. She kind of stuck Tennille right on her neck. I was a little scared early in that match, but Tennille seemed to be just fine. And eventually Caleb caused a distraction again that allowed Tennille to hit the spotlight kick for the big win.
And Ryan Joy, they're going to get right back at it again tonight. Tennille Dashwood and Jordan Grace, give some love to your artist.
Yeah, so those drawings are by iDraw Wrestlers, and that is a really cool Tennille Dashwood, by the way.
That's one of the better ones he's done. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I think Tennille wins this second match tonight too.
Yeah, I'll go with it as well. John Smith, are you okay, pal?
I think my roof might be leaking. My fire alarm just malfunctioned because it was wet. And I was trying to rip it apart. I couldn't make it stop, so I brought it outside and bashed it with a hammer until it stopped beeping.
That's a DQ in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, he's hardcore. That's hardcore right there. Even smoke detectors are not safe in the home of John Smith. John DeConnie, who do you got in the rematch?
I'm going to take Jordan just because she's my gal, and maybe that'll stretch it out a little bit further. So wouldn't be surprised to see her lose.
Yeah, I don't know who this Caleb with a K guy is. Apparently his last name is Connolly with a K. What kind of moron, purposely spells their names with K's instead of C? By the way, my name is Al Karl with a K, K-A-R-L. There you go. I'm going with Tennille. I'm a big Tennille Dashwood fan. She won me over with that feud with Asuka back in NXT. Her and Dana Brooke back in NXT was a lot of fun. She deserved the better fate that she had in WWE. Someday she should be back. But Tennille Dashwood is an absolutely phenomenal wrestler. I am a fan. TJP and Chris Bay to earn that X Division Championship match. Kudos to those who picked Trey, but then said, I got this one right because Rohit Raju took him all 5 seconds to roll up Trey to retain his title and run away like a little bee that he is. So that's a lot of fun. They're going to run this back. All of them. This is headed to Bound for Glory, if not Victory Road this weekend. So that's going to be a lot of fun. John Smith, here we go. I'm going to leave with you on this one. We got some hard-hitting heel-on-heel action right now.
Yeah.
Ace Austin and Madman Fulton, they're taking credit. They actually got the pinfall on the Motor City Machine Guns in their 8-man tag, but it was the North's move that put I can't remember if it was Shelley or Sabin down, and then Ace Austin came in and stole the win. But we have some heel-on-heel action right here, John Smith. What do you got?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to this one most.
It's gonna be awesome.
I think Ace Austin and what's his name? I'm sorry.
Madman Fulton.
Madman Fulton. I think they're on their way to those titles, so I think they're going to take this match.
I'm with you, Ace Austin, Atlantic City. Of course, I'm going to go with them. Ryan Joy.
Yeah, Austin and Fulton. They haven't won a match as a tag team yet, though.
Oh, they won the 8-man. Come on, the whole thing's over. They won the 8-man.
The North did the work.
Yeah, okay. That's why they're having the fight tonight. John DeConnie, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm on board with everybody else. I think big things for Ace and Fulton coming.
And then in the other extreme, we got some face-on-face action here as the Rascals feel like they're getting disrespected by the Good Brothers. Good Brothers kind of just laughing off, having a good time, and calling the Rascals kids and doing all that stuff. So Rascals are going to stand up. They're going to challenge the Good Brothers. John DeConnie, who do you got in this one?
I think it's too early for anyone to put a kink in the armor of the Good Brothers, so I'm going to go with them.
Ryan?
Yep. I'm on board.
John Smith, very good, Ryan. There you go. He took up all of his time on the New Japan segment, so I think one word answers for it. John Smith, go for it.
I got Festus.
Okay. Here we go again. Like I said, John, we were talking to pre-production. I watched that whole thing with the stabbing of Father James Mitchell by Havoc, and Rosemary was involved, and Sue Young was involved, and that whole mess. But I guess hopefully we're gonna circle back around to it, and whatever that undead realm was. But as you know, Ty's having her problems with Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. Rosemary's having her problems with Havoc and Nevaeh, and Ty's going to do the friendly thing right now. Say, okay, we'll worry about your problem first because you're the bride. You know, you want your officiant, we'll get your officiant, then we'll worry about my problem next. So they're going to tackle Rosemary's problems first, on a knockout tag team match. Rosemary, Ty, Valkyrie versus Nakia and Jessica Havoc. John Nakani, is anyone going to die in this match? I guess anytime I see Jessica Havoc now, that's all I'm going to think. This girl hangs people. She stabs people. Like this.
It is the knockouts division, so that's entirely possible. Apparently. I'm going to say not tonight, not yet.
No, not yet.
I think Havoc and Nevaeh win this to continue to aggravate Rosemary and Ty's whole connection there and the whole marriage and whatnot. And maybe down the line we have a match where if Havoc loses, she has to help them bring Father Mitchell back.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, so I'll hop on right on with that. John Smith?
I'll go with Rosemary on this one.
Get the win out of the way early. All right. Ryan Joy?
I'm going to go with Taya.
Ooh, Taya's okay. So you got Taya and Rosemary. All right. This is a tag team match. So you got John and Ryan. You guys are both picking the same team, just so you guys know.
We know.
Susie defeated Kimberly after another panic switch. After a post-match altercation, Kylie Ray put her foot down. She's going to challenge Deonna Purrazzo for the Knockouts Championship at Bound for Glory, so we'll be talking that soon. The money that Rhino and Heath stole from Hernandez was put to very well use because that promo package, the Vote for Heath, or not Vote for Heath, Heath for Impact, you got Chuck Norris, you had Nancy Kerrigan, you had Dave. It was absolutely brilliant. Heath Redacted, I think you should keep with that. You should keep Redacted as his last name. Don, you want to say something?
Yeah, just you mentioned Norris, Kerrigan, Flavor Flav. Don't you dare forget the Hoff.
I know. He's right there. So money well spent by Rhino and Heath. We're hoping that Heath gets enough people on his side to get that Bound for Glory or that Impact contract. EC3 put Moose's number online. Anyone call that? No. I didn't call it. I just don't want to fall for it. It's something. Okay.
It's like a Mike Jones situation.
Yeah, maybe. Rob Van Dam defeated Sami Callihan. After Katie Forbes sprayed Sami Callihan in the eyes with her hairspray. And then Forbes was given 5 minutes alone with Sami Callihan, which immediately right after Sami Callihan pile drove her pretty hard for her efforts. So that was not a 5 minutes well spent by Katie Forbes. Rumors have it Rob Van Dam and Katie are done as of now with Impact. Apparently they've just had a couple handshake agreements here and there. And they're done with the story, so done and done. So RVD and Katie Forbes to be continued with them, see where that ends up. Royal Rumble's right around the corner, right?
Uh-oh.
Brian Myers and Tommy Dreamer got into it backstage because Myers flipped over a table and Tommy Dreamer treated him like a kid. And then here's the big match of the night. I know last week we had a big celebration as Fallah Bahh was named as the best man of Impact in Johnny Bravo's wedding. Swingman had something to say about it, John Nakani. The Swingman wants to be the best man. He would be a better man for the job. John Nakani. And
he doesn't have to, give his best man speech through Google Translate. So, I mean, come on. How do you not go with the Swingman?
Yeah, I'll go with the Swingman. Ryan Joy, who do you got?
Oh, I'm picking Miro in this. He's the best.
Miro's going to come out. I tweeted at Miro hoping he was trying to bait him in. I'm like, shouldn't we go in and just wreck both these guys for stealing their gimmick? John Smith, who do you got?
Yeah, I'll go with Swingman.
All right, Swingman. And then in the post-credit scenes of the post-credit scene. The post-credit scenes of Impact, somebody jumped Eddie Edwards, and here we go. We got another whodunit in Impact. So we'll stay tuned for that. They announced Victory Road for this upcoming Saturday is an Impact Plus exclusive. So you have to sign up, I guess, for a free trial of Impact Plus. I guess their version of the New Japan World and the WWE Network. So this will count towards the pool. So here are our standings, our overall standings going into Victory Road and for NXT TakeOver. I can see I put our Clash records up there. Again, I'm slowly but surely losing my lead show by show as I keep on throwing up below 500 scores. Do pretty well in Impact, though. So hopefully I can keep my momentum going with some Victory Road. And of course, I forgot to put this up last week. For those, here's our perfect pay-per-view records, our scores right there. The perfect one. Kurt Hennig, we miss you, pal. So here's the scoring system for Victory Road. We got 5 points for the Impact title match, 3 points for all the titles, 1 point for the non-title. I don't believe they do a pre-show, but if they do, those matches don't count. You get 5 points if you go Hennig. And right now, so they only announced the one match. Eric Young came out and completely decimated for a long time both Deaners. That dragged out like you wouldn't believe. Like, oh my God, he's still going. Then finally, here comes Eddie Edwards, and Eddie Edwards was granted his championship rematch. So before Eric Young goes into Bound for Glory, he's got to get past Eddie Edwards first. So 5 points on the line on this one. John DeConnie as our senior Impact correspondent. What do you got?
Give me the champ retaining, because otherwise Bound for Glory is going to get really messy.
That is somewhat true, yes. John Smith, who do you got?
Yeah, I definitely got Eric Young taking this one.
All right, Ryan Joy?
Yeah, Eric Young.
Yeah, Eric Young, I got a funny feeling. I don't think the mystery, the whodunit of who attacked Eddie Edwards is going to happen tonight. Whoever attacked Eddie Edwards is going to cost him that match on Saturday night. So I think that's where that's going with this. I don't think they're going to screw with Eric Young and Rich Swann for the Impact Championship of Bound for Glory. But I think they're going to start up whatever feud Edwards is going to have going into Bound for Glory. They're going to use this as the, I guess, the second part of the storyline, where the first was the post-credit scenes attack. Before we get into the takeover picks, a quick recap of NXT. Put the logo up there. There you go. Tommaso Ciampa defeated Tony Atlas after a Willow's Bell, followed by a version of the fairy tale ending. That one's straightforward. Fandango had a fun little formula to figure out their new challengers for the tag team titles. It took 4 teams, 1 person from each team. It ended up being Danny Burch and Roderick Strong defeating Raul Mendoza, and I believe his name on the chalkboard on the dry erase board was Fabio Acne. So I thought that was touche, Fandango. But he can't do a British accent in front of Regal. I thought that was hysterical too. So now what they do with it's going to be Burch and Lorcan. I guess the Undisputed Era at some point. I don't know what's going on. They haven't announced anything as far as that or any type of takeover situation. Stipulation. Rich Holland defeated a jobber. Good to bridge back. The final 4 of the Women's Battle Royal. It came down to Candice LeRae, Casey Catanzaro, who shined in that match. It also came down to Shotzi Blackheart, Dakota Kai. Shotzi Blackheart eliminated Dakota. So that is where we are starting off these picks. John Smith. Who do you got? We got Dakota and Shotzi.
I think we got Shotzi winning this one. This is tough though. Tough to call. Coin flip.
I'm rooting for Dakota, but I just think the momentum that they're having with Shotzi. And I just looked right there. Ryan Joy, 3-7. Not an impressive win-loss record, but some of those losses, like I said, that Gauntlet, and then last week against Io.
I go Shotzi on this. I think she's on the way up. Dakota had her shot. I think she's going to do some favors now.
There you go. John DeConnie?
Agreed. Shotzi.
Okay. And then as a result of winning that Battle Royal, Candice LeRae, we'll get into her TakeOver match in a second. But before we get to TakeOver, there is a mixed tag team match due to an altercation backstage. The Garganos are going to go against Io Shirai and Damian Priest. We got champs versus challengers here. Tomorrow night as the, I guess, the hors d'oeuvre, what do you call it that, before TakeOver. John Smith.
Oh, I don't know. This one's tough, too, because I don't know what I think about what's going to happen at a TakeOver yet.
You don't have much time to decide.
I'm going to go with the champs winning this one.
All right. John DeConnie.
Yeah, I see the champs going over in this one.
All right. Ryan Joy.
I'm picking the Garganos.
I'm going to go with the Garganos as well. I maybe just a little bit of like cheap heel momentum going in. I know it's going to leak over into the picks, unless you're Sami Zayn and you're bulletproof to winning the match before a pay-per-view match and then somehow winning that too. Like Sami Zayn, he kind of the cardinal sins of wrestling, and you don't win the match before the pay-per-view. But going into NXT, here are our NXT records. John Smith, he's on me. Like I said, he went 4-1 at TakeOver 30, and he's catching up to this at every show. Slowly but surely, I'm losing my lead, and I'm not too happy about it. But here's everyone's picks going into NXT. It's going to follow. I forgot to add the scoring system. So it's the same scoring rules as Victory Road, 5 points for the NXT Championship, 3 for the other titles, 1 point for a non-title match. And we're going to start. The Garganos are looking to make history here, as they're looking to become the first ever husband-wife combination to become champion heavyweight. Oh, wait, what? Wait a minute, hold on. Who did this? The first couple in NXT history to win. Have be a champion, and a women's champion. Candice LeRae earned her shot in that battle royal I mentioned earlier. She last eliminated Shotzi Blackheart. She took out Tegan beforehand. Tegan never made it down the aisle. Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez. I guess Raquel Gonzalez is playing the part of Mercedes Martinez now. They kind of dominated that battle royal before they eliminated themselves. But again, they battled onto the staircase, I believe, and then Candice LeRae monkey flipped Shotzi off the staircase onto the floor for elimination. Again, Casey Catanzaro, she shined a lot of the American Ninja Warrior stuff in that battle royal. And there's a reason why she's been in the past 2 Women's Royal Rumbles, and look for her again in January. But we're gonna do this first. We got the NXT Women's Championship, Io Shirai defending against Candice LeRae. Io 3-3 in TakeOver history, 2-2 in title matches. Candice LeRae is 1-2. This is her first championship opportunity here. She hasn't been in a TakeOver title match yet. John Smith, senior NXT correspondent, who you got?
It seems like the right time to put it on her, but I still think that Io's going to win it, man. I think Tegan's going to interfere, and they're going to go their own direction with that, and then LeRae will end up getting the title further down the line, I think.
All right, Brian Joy.
I'm gonna be bullish, and I'm gonna pick Candice LeRae. I think we got a title change.
Any particular reason why?
Yeah, I think Io's kind of run her course. Maybe she's gonna go up. I know it's not typical season, but it feels like a right time for the Garganos to make good on their prophecy.
All right, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I've been on the Candice bandwagon for a while now, so I'm going to go with it. Stick with it.
Yeah, I'm going to join on this one. I'm going to go Candice LeRae also. Like I said, it seems like this title, there hasn't really been any I don't want to say a good feud for Io. Like, she's just kind of just running over random challengers who wins number one. There's no, blood feuds here. So then you got a ready-made one with Candice and Tegan that will not disappoint, going into whatever Survivor Series. Put Team Candice versus Team Tegan. If you can fit War Games into Full Sail, go for it. And then you say if they have a draft coming up in the WWE, all of a sudden, then SmackDown next, Io Shirai, the place goes absolutely crazy. Like, you can get her. So there's a lot of things that we could possibly do here, or Io just stays, and then we're just back to normal. But yeah, I got Candice with the title change here. Women's champions. I got 22-6 all time. And then Johnny Gargano, he's the other piece of the puzzle here. He's going to be challenging Damian Priest. Priest got a nice impressive victory with the Reckoning over Austin Theory this past Wednesday. Gargano kind of jumped him afterwards, did that arrow thing and Priest faced. Damian Priest is 1-2 at TakeOver history. Johnny Gargano, a whopping 4-14 for Johnny TakeOver. John Smith, the NXT North American champion is 5-2 all-time at TakeOver with 5 consecutive wins. The last time a challenger won at a TakeOver was Johnny Gargano. He defeated Ricochet at TakeOver Phoenix. Who's your pick?
I think we're going to go 6 in a row. I think, like I said with Candice, it's just not time. I don't think it's time for them for that gimmick of them being both being champions at the same time. I could be wrong, but I think if one wins, they both win. And if I'm going to go with EO, I'm going with
okay.
Yeah.
All right, John Connie.
Yeah, exactly what he just said is what gives me a little pause. I think it's too quick to take it off Damian, but if I already went out on the limb with Candice, I might as well go with Johnny Takeover.
All right, Ryan?
I'm going to pick Priest, even though I made the prediction. I think that Candice wins, and they've got half the formula, and then you got them working together to try to get the other half. So they're going to, whether that's going against Priest, Balor, Kyle O'Reilly, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I got Priest again. It's just too soon. Johnny Gargano said 4-14 just sticks out like a sore thumb here. I don't see. I just think it's too early to take it off him. I don't think you need to give. If one wins, the other has to win. So I'll go with Candice, and then I don't know, maybe she rubs it in Johnny's face a little bit, or they start working together. Or there's stuff you can do here if one the other. Maybe Johnny takes a break from his quest to help her against Tegan. Like there's other stuff you can do here. In the Gauntlet Eliminator match, before we get to the outcome, Kushida was the first entrant in out of 5, and he got jumped mid-match by the Velveteen Dream, and then got tsunami splashed by Bronson Reed and then eliminated. So they put Kushida and the Velveteen Dream on the card. The Velveteen Dream is 5-6 as TakeOver history. Welcome to TakeOver Kushida. We finally got him on. John Smith, who do you got?
I got to go with Kushida on this one. I mean, Velveteen was running hot for so long. I think it's time for him to put people over. I think he's going to end up on Raw or SmackDown when this draft comes around.
All right, Lion Joy, who do you got?
Kushida. I'm kind of picking from the heart. That's the person I want to win, so that's the person I'm picking.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. This is all heart, no thought. It's a dream. He's freshly turned heel, and sometimes that's just a lethal combination. When you got a guy who turns heel for the first time or in a long time, I said he started as a heel. But John DeConnie.
Agreed. I've been enjoying Angry Kushida. I hope his streak continues there.
All right, and then the winner of the Eliminator Gauntlet, which was kind of just a glorified Fatal 4-Way elimination match. That match didn't really turn out the way I guess I thought it was going to go. That was weird. It just seemed like a thing. Like I said, Kushida was out early. But then it was just 5 guys. Maybe if it was 10 guys, it would have been better. But 5 guys, they just had a Fatal 5-Way or some kind of elimination match. Whatever. Great match. Kyle O'Reilly got the win. So he's going to come out. He's going to be the challenger for Finn Balor. Tomorrow night, they're going to have a face-to-face with, is that Jake Gyllenhaal? No, Shawn Michaels. No Brokeback Mountain reference. Nothing.
I was going to say, whose body is that? I said I was going to say whose body is that because that's definitely not Shawn Michaels' body.
Shawn could get pretty ripped. So they're going to have a face-to-face tomorrow night. And then here's their big. It said Kyle O'Reilly 1-0 in singles action, and that one win is all he needed to earn this championship match against Finn Balor, the all-time winningest competitor in TakeOver history, with 12 wins and only 1 loss. Not to mention, he is going to tie. If he wins this match, he's going for his 10th singles competition win, which will tie Asuka. Asuka went 10-0. All of them have been singles matches. Balor 12-1, but he's 3-0. in tag matches. I forget one of them. He won the Dusty Cup with Samoa Joe. That's 2 of the wins right there in tag team action. But he's looking to tie Asuka. But I digress. Brian Joy, I'm stealing your gimmick here. I'm sorry. I love TakeOver Records. What do you think of this one?
So I think this is going to be a showcase for Kyle O'Reilly, but he's not winning.
I will completely agree with that. John McCowney?
Absolutely. Balor retains.
Now, John Smith, as our senior NXT correspondent, I kind of want to get you last on this one, maybe dive a little bit deeper here. The Undisputed Era came out. Adam Cole and Roderick Strong specifically, maybe Bobby Fish got caught up with whatever COVID problems been going on. I think that's the reason why now it's kind of putting 2 and 2 together here. Why they had to make
with Humberto Carrillo, actually.
Yeah. Did they? Are they gonna kick Kyle O'Reilly? Is this like a Randy Orton Triple H Evolution thing? Exactly.
That's what I was thinking. I don't think it's going to happen though. I would love for it to happen. That's like the one, not the first thing I thought of, but I mean the first thing I thought of was how the heck did he just win this match? Nobody saw that coming.
No.
And then for once they came out, I'm like, oh wow, that would be pretty cool if Triple H booked the same storyline for somebody else. But I would, as much as I would love to see it happen, I don't see it happening. So yeah, I got 50.
Yeah, that's what I thought of the same thing too. But I guess Kyle O'Reilly would have to win this match in order for them to do that. And you don't beat Finn Balor at TakeOver. That's not an easy thing to do. Samoa Joe, I believe, is the one loss. Ryan Joy, is that correct? Actually, John, you did all the records. Samoa Joe is the one loss, right?
Yeah.
So that will do it for NXT TakeOver. That will do it with our picks, and that will do it for the show. We're just gonna wrap up a couple things real quick. We'll get the EWP. We'll put the EWP up there. Before we get into paying some bills here, we are down to number 26. My favorite WrestleMania match of all time. Again, this is very obscure match. You ask anybody, they probably forget this match exists. And then when I bring it up, they're like, oh, yeah. But from WrestleMania 23, the United States Championship match between Chris Benoit and MVP was absolutely amazing. If you want to actually see MVP, like amateur, like technical, like Roman Greco wrestle, he gave Chris Benoit a run for his money. I wouldn't say he out-wrestled Chris Benoit, but very few guys can hang with Chris. The only guys that probably out-wrestle, Kurt can out-wrestle Chris. Brett probably. MVP held his own. He was doing a lot of smooth transitions too. Like MVP looked really good. All those years ago, like I said, that was what? That's got to be 13 years ago. 23 to 36, right?
I watched that match recently.
It was absolutely
first time I watched it. Yeah, I was there live. I was at WrestleMania 23.
No kidding. Ford Field, you went all the way out to Detroit.
Yeah. First Money in the Bank match, I think.
Third?
Yep. Okay. It was a good one.
Oh, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy, he nailed it. And that was when Edge did Jeff Hardy got Edge, and then Edge was carted off on a stretcher.
Yes.
And that was actually Edge's first loss at WrestleMania. The Undertaker has 21 wins, 21 match win streak. Edge and Daniel Bryan are tied with the second longest win streak with 5. And that was his first loss in 6 WrestleManias. So with that, I'm going to pay a bill real quick. Make sure you guys watch the Primetime Rundown this Friday. It is powered by StreamYard with Joey Jarzenka, Ian Schreier, and Rob Loduca. Rob, I am so sorry I blanked on your name last week. Dom LaGreca was stuck in my head, and I apologize. He's got his own wrestling podcast show, or one of the LaGrecas does. But it's Joey Jarzenka, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca on the Primetime Rundown, powered by StreamYard, 6 p.m. on the I-95 Sports Networks, the YouTube page, or you can go on the Eastern Observer Facebook page, and you can watch it there as well. Ryan Joy and MinutesToBellTime.com. Make sure you join his Facebook page, and make sure you subscribe to the Body Slam Brigade newsletter Ryan, what was this week's about? I'll let you toot your own horn here.
This past week, gosh, it's been a week. I don't remember.
All right, well, maybe go subscribe, find out. We'll leave it a mystery like that. Maybe it's a CM Punk. He's my age for all the mystery stuff, right?
I know I did my Clash predictions in there.
Oh, yeah, it's Clash predictions. I'll be honest, I forgot as well, which is kind of threw it to you.
Oh, I was talking about my Dynamite experience.
Wow. Oh, that's right, because you had the cover. I didn't know that was you. That was pretty crazy.
Yep.
And then next week we are back here. We are going big time with episode 22 next Tuesday on the same channels. You've been watching us all over Facebook, on my Facebook page, on the Pro Wrestling page. Now on the Minutes to Bell Time. I said this is week 2 for Minutes to Bell Time Facebook. Thank you for those who are joining us and watching us for the first time through that outlet. And again, through the Blackjack Media Networks and the I-95 Sports Network. There's also, I believe we are on a Zingo channel. I'm not positive of that. Everybody else, it seems like Viva Los Bills and the Primetime Rundown, they all have Zingo channels. I have yet to be told what our Zingo channel is. Hope we have one. So that'll pretty much do it for us. Thank you so much for joining in. Ryan Joy for John Smith, for John DeConnie. Thank you so much. This is episode 21, Gone Hollywood. John DeConnie, take it home for us, pal.
Thanks for joining us. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
We love you, Alexa Bliss.
Yes, we do.